looks like we are back up and running. So we've definitely got video there. Definitely got all eyes on FRCA Shadow, who was kind of just dominating this at the moment. It's upset a few people out there, I do believe. I won't go into details, but we've got a car into the pits there at the moment. It is a third place holder, Nuff. Guy bombed into the pits as he just comes out now, so not too sure why he's had to go to the pits there. Potentially a set of green tyres. Looks like he's about to become lapped. A lot of these other back runners here lapped at the moment. Aussie Bogan making his debut there. Definitely got Amada staying out of trouble, of course, running his own race there, 5th position, getting a whole bank of points. As we check, I do apologise for what just happened just recently, just now with the stream. Sorry, I got tangled up in my microphone cord. I thought it was a simple untangle, so I give it a bit of a tug and everything stopped working. Thought it was just the capture card. Then I went to set it all back up and no keyboard, no mouse, had nothing. So actually I've got a multi-point USB thing. I actually disconnected it, so we're back up and running, of course. So yeah, back up and running. We've got Shadow coming up on the lap traffic there now, which is going to allow Easty to kind of claw his way back into this. Whoa, getting 2 wheels off the ground there as he come around that turn 1, hitting the curb. Shadow coming up, as I said, on the lap traffic. That's going to potentially play into the favour of Easty. Timed race here this evening, 30-minute session. Shout out to Anthony, mate. You want to be a part of the series? Send us a message. As I commented, send us a message, mate. We'll see if we can get your spot on the grid. Grid is full with reserve drivers as well, but obviously a couple of no-shows this evening. And I did get word of a couple of other guys. So, mate, you'll certainly get an invite if you register, or I'll send you the details. Just send us a message. And enjoy the stream, of course. Armada there in the mobile 1 Nissan. His teammate Kozik Cricket. We'll just jump on board with him. Running his own racer at the moment. Certainly doing a wonderful job of it. Staying out of trouble. A DNF last week as he got tangled up in Supreme's accident there on the first lap. Come up over the little crest after the turn and had nowhere to go except into the back end of Supreme as he locks the brakes up there. We've just seen 2 black marks there as he locked it up. Running without ABS, these guys. So Shadow has got around Nuff. I'll have to check. It looks like we've got ghosting on. I only thought that was in qualifying team, so I do apologise for that. Suspect Peters had failed, I say transmission. He had internet troubles. Let's say he blew a gearbox out there and he's got a DNF, which he's sitting on the sidelines now. Thanks, Pete, for enjoying the stream and commenting. Great to have you on board the series and, of course, part of the stream as a viewer as well. Don't forget to like, share, comment. Head on over to FORGIVN Coffee Company and give them a thumbs up. Wouldn't be possible without them. Stay tuned, stay focused, they say, as Nuff and Easty are potentially going to say battle it out, but not too much to worry about at the moment as Easty comes around quite easily to get around him there. Taking the outside line. Yeah, ghosting's definitely on, so we'll have to look at that again for next week. I know that the slower cars potentially cause hazards and you can trip over them, which just makes it all that more exciting, I guess, from a racing perspective, sitting in the comms box as well as the viewers at home. So the blue flags will come out. It's the responsibility of the lapped car to safely get out of the way. Obviously, in this instance here, Nuff would have to move over, back it off, and let Easty through, like he's done there now. Side by side, actually. Side by side, they're actually one on top of the other, you could say, as they ghost around. Aussie Bogan 71 making his debut tonight in the Shell Helix. Little Escort getting all types of sideways there. Lovely livery of that one there. I do like that. Needless to say, I'm probably a little Scotty McLaughlin fan myself. Congratulations to Red Bull Racing today on the Gold Coast. Jamie Whincup Lowndes taking out first and second, and Shane Van Gisbergen and Gareth Tander. Garth Tander taking out second spot, and of course Scotty McLaughlin and Alex Prema rounding out the podium. That's enough about them guys, because we've got our FORGIVN Coffee Company Fast Fours on fire here at the moment, as you see the brake rotors glowing from FRCA Shadow. Just a bit of a tap of the brakes there coming onto that first turn. It is quite a scary corner depending on how you race. I know when I'm racing, you're flat out coming up to the first turn. The only thing you can see is fence line and sun, and there's a little comms box or a little safety marshal's box. We'll see if we can see it as we jump on board here. As he comes around the last turn. Hello Christy, thank you for joining the stream. As we come around here, you'll just see it as he comes up over this little hill. That's all you see, and you want to aim straight for that cameraman there. And the little you didn't quite see there. I seen it. I knew what I was looking for. There's a little hut with a blue tarp on it by the looks of it. As you hear the brakes lock, Shadow knows we're on board with him. Commentator's curse. We don't want to do that to him. We'll just stay on board again as we try and catch a glimpse of this little tent that I aimed for. You'll see on the left the cameraman standing on his little high totem pole, I guess. It's a blink of an eye. Yeah, how I drive, I aim for that, and soon you think you're going to hit it, and then you just turn down the hill, making the apex hopefully. There it is, just to the left there now. See the marks there where Shadow locked it up last time. As Easty comes around, could be running a little bit wide that time around. Aussie Bogan a DNF there. 2 DNS for the race. We had suspect dropout too long ago with a blown transmission. And if I can bring it up here, let's have a look at some data. As you can see there on the right hand side, the percentage of the wear and tear there of the transmission of the real Eastie. So yes, every setting is turned on, damage, ABS is turned off, traction control turned off, all the settings forced to in camera, in cockpit cam, manual with clutch. You know, this is just a series of another level. So if you are interested, Anthony, I'll send you the rules. There are quite a fair few rules, but it just makes for interesting racing. It's not only going to develop you as a racer, but these cars are fast, but you need to tune them as well. So talking closely with your engineers, week in and week out for different tracks as well. So this, whatever tune these guys are running here at the moment, and they're not necessarily going to run next week, or they ran last week. So if you want to get on board, send Evans Esport a message, and we'll see if we can get you on the grid. Cossie Cricket 48 again, a DNF last week. Tangled up in an almighty accident. He certainly come out of that one a little bit sore. The car was written off. So Mobile One and Armada Motorsports have jumped on board here and given a handout to these guys, getting him on the grid here for this week. The real Eastie coming up behind him now, so plenty of lap traffic out there. You can see the speed difference between Eastie and Cossie. And that's only going to come with time and experience for Cossie. Armada, half-team owner of Armada Motorsports and DC Cricket Racing. Partnership for the pair. It's a little bit wide. Suddenly brings it back. A drifter by trade, drifter at heart. Before the race, he wanted to get out there and do a few laps, but he didn't want to practice. He just wanted to get out there, play a bit of music, and tear up the track. Give the fans something to talk about as he gets a little bit wide there, runs wide into the turn. Into the gravel there, hasn't affected him much. It will slow down his lap time. Smura doing a brilliant job there for Porky. He's the co-driver at the moment, the wildcard entry. Porky unable to make the race. However, we've got his co-driver Smura in the car there at the moment. So only half the points earned for those guys, but it's better than not making the race, as we see a puff of smoke there as he locks it up. Another brake lock up there. As you can see, all four tyres yellow is indicating that they're not at their not at their ideal operating temperature. They're a little bit warmer than normal. So you want to try and bring that back down, cool it down a little bit. As you can see, the fuel load there, only half a tank remaining. It will get him through to the end. And a slightly down, so you can just see the difference in these drivers. We'll just go through the field and get a bit of an idea of, as you can see, Shadow got ideal operating temperatures in his tyres. Not much wear and tear. The front's a little bit worn than the rears. That'll be because of the braking lockups. Only 4% transmission wear there, sorry. You can see that left rear tyre has cooled down for Eastie there. 12% transmission damage. It's great to be able to get all this data, the amount of sensors that are on these cars at the moment to bring this data to you guys. Enough pushing his engine to the limit, as you can see. 10% engine wear, so I think he's the only one who has got that engine wear. But as you can see, 75% of his fuel load left, I believe that is. He's got so 3/4 of a tank left. Ollie, welcome to the stream, mate. Thank you for joining us. Have to get yourself an Xbox and get onto this one here. You see Armada ideal with his tyre temps as well, maintaining those to a they're just at that peak, which I believe we can see the peak friction of all the tyres. See the load that comes through it, as we can see a car just block the brakes there at the moment. That is Snooter. Of course, the suspension, travel. It's just amazing the amount of data that we can actually see with these cars. Body acceleration, the amount of G-forces that's going through Armada in the driver's seat there at the moment. Just watch him as he comes up hard on the brakes here. A lot of G's going forward, slightly to the left, 1.21 G's. As he comes around, it's going to be almost headbutt the windscreen here as he's hard on the brakes, 1.3 G's. Imagine doing that for as many laps as these guys do. Tyre temps, pressures and wears. There's all our the full layout of the tyres with their temperatures, inner, middle and outer, front, left, right, left rear and left rear and right rear. Something. As we jump on board. So that's the data that is available in FN7 Fast 4s. Brought to you by FORGIVN Coffee Company. Stevie Boss, welcome to the stream, mate. Thank you for joining us. Shout out to you, mate. I believe you've been doing quite well in the Formula 1 E series. Hats off to you, and I should actually give it a go myself. So well done, congratulations with everything you've achieved with that. Look forward to hearing some more about it, actually. It's just so smooth, Easty. Got that car set up. It's a rocket at the moment. It was a rocket last week too. He just jumped out in front and ran away with it. As that's going to round up the race there, sorry. I didn't have a countdown timer, so FRCA Shadow taking the race win. In the Van Diemen clothing Mazda MX-5. He took the win second spot. The K&N Honda Civic, the real Easty. Third spot, Nuff. The PlayStation back Civic. Armada in the 2000 Nissan Silvia, the Mobile 1 entry. Omar Snooker filling in for Omar Porky. Brilliant result for him. And rounding out sixth spot there in the second Mobile 1 entry, Cosy Cricket from Armada DC Racing. That rounds out our racing this evening. Again, Shadow taking the top step on the podium. Well, we'll just see if I can get any drivers in for a chat. It'll be a real quick one. There's a couple of drivers who've got to get on a plane and get to the next event over at Australian USA Racing League, Group C. Alright, we can in 1 second and I will jump in the comms box here with the drivers.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey,
Yeah, well, my car, all I was trying to do was just stay nice and clean, just get some points after last week, and especially because I'm not so used to the Nissan, so I was just trying to keep it as clean as I could. But Armada did pretty decent, so that's at least one good thing came out of tonight's race.
No, a huge bank of points for the pair of yous, and it's great. It's a great result. Anytime you finish a race is always an achievement, especially in these conditions with the settings that they are.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, no, like tonight's race, I actually got more out of the car than I expected. Like for example, I was running a setup I wasn't too comfortable with. Like, yes, I had a lot of lap time. So when we in cricket were doing some testing yesterday, I set a new personal best. I think I shaved about 2.25 tenths of a second off my best. And then tonight during the race, I actually shaved another 200 off of that. And then whatever happened to sorry, that's my I guess you could say my co-driver who won't leave me alone. What do you call it? Yeah, it all worked, and I guess I got lucky with enough breaking his engine, yeah. And I just had just enough pace along the straights to keep neutering.
Very good. Yes, it's good to get that feedback. Also, that obviously you practice so much, but until you're under race conditions, you don't know exactly what you've got under you until it happens.
No, that's it. And then the fact that I'm actually happy that was a third place finish for me. So I'm definitely not arguing a fourth and then a third. And then hopefully as the tracks get faster, I can put a little more power in the car, and hopefully the longer tracks will pay to the Sylvia's advantage, because it does struggle quite a bit. I know it probably doesn't look it out there, especially when it's in the heat of battle, but that track especially, even reverting the engine back to factory, it did not like it. It just, there was like basically as soon as you're on the power, you're off it again, and you're just constantly waiting to get on and not get on.
Yes, next week we'll certainly make things a little bit interesting. I'm just trying to check where we're at next week. Sebring, short track, so that'd be nice.
Yeah, definitely.
That long straight down the back will really help that Sylvia.
Shadow, congratulations on your race victory. Top step at the podium.
Cheers.
finally got that race win, mate. I know last night you really struggled to get there, a couple of time penalties, and even last week you split them right down the middle, and to finally get the top step of the podium. How's it feel?
Oh, it's a great feeling after, getting a great package together for the car and all those laps put in. It's good that it paid off.
It certainly has. An outstanding qualifying battle with the real Eastie. Backwards and forwards, blow by blow, you've traded. So close with the lap times.
Yeah, so it actually took my fastest lap to actually beat his. So I was happy to bring out my fastest lap time to take the pole.
Yes, and again, next week being a whole different kettle of fish with the track, it's certainly going to shake things up. Also,
Oh, it's definitely going to make it difficult because I know the track and the bumps on that last corner. I don't fare very well with those, so it's going to make it a very dicey race, I think.
Yes, especially under the conditions and the settings. No traction, no ABS. And I know when it's when you've got the sim steering on, that's when it can be all over.
Yeah, exactly. Like, one slide, is all it takes. Is you slide, you overcorrect, and you're looking at your boot. That you basically just spin around real quick.
And don't forget, and then that's just on your own. Let alone when you got another 2, 3, 4 cars breathing down the back, you're looking for your spot.
Just about to say that, yeah.
Yeah, that's when you start to drive in your mirrors.
Exactly right. Exactly right.
That's what cost me last night, and tonight I just kept eyes forward, barely looked at my mirror.
Mate, I actually thought it was going to be, I say, a lot closer. Perhaps a couple of errors on his side, but for the first 5 or 6 laps while I was setting the hardware up, he was right on your tail, and it was anyone's game.
Yes, it was very close. I think most of the race, I think it was like a second between us, out to 3 seconds, and then an error on his part, the gap just blew up to, I think it was 6 seconds between us, I think, at one point.
It's almost ideal for you in this race, but neck and neck almost in the championship. So I'll pop the results in tomorrow. It reminds me, I've got to do Project Cars too. I'll drop the results down tomorrow. So fastest lap of the race will get the bonus point as well, which I believe you had also. So it'd be it'd be very. I think is a neck and neck in the championship. So bring on round 3.
Yeah, I think this championship's going to be right down to the last race. It's going to be good.
Hopefully so, mate. That's what I want to bring to the party anyway. So I better let you go because you got to go and jump into Group C.
Yep.
I'll let you go and get all sorted, and I'll see what I can do. I might try and do a surprise stream for the boys.
All right. Cheers.
All right, man. You'll have to send me an invite. Do that.
Yep. Can do.
All right, guys. Thanks, mobile team. Thanks for joining us in the comms box there, and congratulations on an outstanding result there. It's a huge bank of points, and Cosy Cricket. I guess you finished the race now, and hopefully not getting tangled up in any more. How's it feel to actually get that checkered flag at the end?
Yeah, good. The first lap, I was actually on the edge of my seat going, please not again. Please not again. But as soon as I got past that first lap, I was just like, thank you, eyes forward. But, it was good to get the checkered flag finally. As I said, I was just trying to grab as many points as I can, trying to keep it clean. I didn't want to put it into the wall and have another DNF, so I just thought I'll just bag some points and then come round 3, I can actually put my foot down again and see how I go.
That's it, mate, and we will see how you go. Live from Sebring next week. I look forward to it. It's a brilliant little track, some fast little sections, and then that big long straight. So it's going to...
so Sylvia's going to do good on that straight, I can say that.
Yeah, and like for some of the longer tracks coming up, I've been looking at them, I was just like, I'm just looking forward to actually being able to get on the power and not be like, oh, cool.
Yep. Yep.
Now, we spoke to Shadow last week. He said he got out of the sim. Just his hands were sore. He was sweating. How do you guys feel out of that stint?
Personally, it's hot, but like because I'm on a controller, so it's not too bad. But I won't lie, I personally do feel the heat just because you're so focused. Everything around for the most part, you're sort of on my own because Nuff went into the pits, but then when Snooter got onto the back, as you probably would have seen, him and I were having a pretty good battle towards the end there, and I was really fighting for that third spot, so I really felt the heat come on.
Yeah, exactly right, and I mean, the Enduros are just going to be exactly that, a test of endurance. Round 5, an hour and a half session. How do you guys prepare, or how do you think you would prepare for that?
Honestly, I think at practice, I think we're going to just do a couple of good sessions, trying to get the car as quick as we can, and then just do 2 or 3 long stints and just try and prepare ourselves for that race. Because it's going to be a killer. I mean, these 30-minute races are and we're already basically buggered after it. So an hour and a half, we're going to be screwed. So the more we can practice some long stints during a week, the better it'll get, hopefully.
Yeah, still a couple of rounds away. Prep is ideal. I guess maybe a drink bottle with a very long straw or something beside the desk as well.
Yeah.
Yes.
Very good. All right, guys. I'll let you go back to the pits and regroup and have a discussion and download all the data that you've got. And we look forward to hearing some stories through the week. I'm glad you're not sharing some accident videos this week, Cozzy.
Yes, thank God.
Yeah. But it's been great, and it's been great having you boys on board, and certainly appreciate the support that Mobile One have given you, pair, and we look forward to working with you into the future.
Yeah, likewise.
Yeah, likewise. Thanks, mate, and thanks to our supporters.
Yeah, exactly.
No worries. Now, if you get the opportunity, if I assume you will go back and watch the stream, can you just give me some feedback with quality and things like that? So I'm testing some new hardware this evening.
Yeah, not a problem.
No worries.
All right, sweet as guys. We will talk to you very, very shortly.
All right, have a good one.
Thanks, mate.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we do appreciate you hanging about there. Just had the Mobile One guys and Shadow, our race winner, in the comms box. Appreciate them guys and jumping in the comms box for a quick chat. We know Shadow's a very busy man, and the Mobile One guys as well. Amada and Cozzy also got plenty to do. That's been us guys for this evening for our FORGIVN Coffee Co. Fast 4 series. Still somewhat in development this series. Any feedback that you can give us and any feedback that the drivers can give us, certainly take that on board and see what we can do. You will hear from me midweek or throughout the week as we move on forward to round 3, live from Sebring Short for the Fast 4 guys, and I'll just check where we're heading for. We are heading to Red Bull Ring for the touring cars, guys. All right, we will talk to you very, very shortly, guys. Thanks very much for hanging